Hello, my excuse me. Hello, my friends. Thank you for joining me for another YouTube Live. This is PJ. This is the let's see. This is the first time that I've done a YouTube Live in the year 2024. So thank you for joining me. Let me take my show off. There won't be a need for it. I'm not trying to look fancy. I'm trying to keep warm. It's been cloudy the first few days of January 2024. Welcome to PJ's Live Talk. And we're going to talk about a lot of things. A lot of things have been coming down. Let me get my water. Got to get my water. Got to drink more water. Have you been doing your exercises? Have you been staying steady, doing what you're supposed to do, my friends? I heard that. I'm glad that you can join me for a YouTube Live here in Los Angeles. This is PJ. Well, what's been the talk? The talk or the chatter about town has been TD Jakes and what everybody is thinking about the accusations and things like that. And I was talking with a friend of mine, Jason, today uh, on Messenger, and I told him that I probably would address, and you can chime in if you want to at any time. Um, I told him that I would handle the TD Jakes deal, and so that we could get some kind of hey, good to see you, Mark. Good to see you this evening. I thought that I'd give not my spew or my opinion on the TD Jakes thing. I've been telling you guys since when that I call him a clown because he reminds me of a big fat bozo. Number one, when I was a young preacher, they taught us that a preacher is supposed to be someone that you can say is somewhat health conscious. TD Jake looks like he didn't leave nothing on the plate, and he still looks like that. He's ridiculous. But anyhow, let's get into this thing about with. I don't know what happened with he and P Diddy or Tyler Perry. I don't even care because I don't hang with people like that. Those are not my heroes. I don't have I don't have really too much to say about anything. I think I'll close the door in case somebody walks in while I'm doing a webcast because I don't want to be interrupted at all when I do this. But they'll knock once they see I'm in the studio. How you guys been doing? Did you have a nice New Year's? Well, if you didn't see me out for the New Year's, it's because I am a cautious man. Lord willing, and I still believe in He that created the entire universe. He doesn't have a name, He doesn't have a face. He is the power that keeps us spinning in space. He is the ultimate objective of all of our subjective realities. Um, I didn't, thank you, Mark. I didn't go out. I stayed in. No, I didn't have a lot to eat, a lot to drink. I'm health conscious now, and I can't be putting all that alcohol in me. You know, you want to know what I'm drinking? I'm drinking, what is this? This is water right here. The freshest and the purest of water. This is the year 2024, right? How do I look, guys? I wish I could see you guys. If I had a split screen up here and knew how to do that kind of technology, I'd be having that. But how do you look? Hey, this is me. See, no fakery. This is JCPJ. Hey, hanging tight, doing what I do, talking the way I talk, walking the way I walk, living the way I live, and not apologizing for it. I don't have anything to apologize for. I'm grateful to God for what He's done in my life. And if I'm not able to admit it here, I'll never be able to admit it. You, all of you watching, even if you watch this long after the facts, you should be grateful to God for everything that you have. You should be grateful to God for all the food, all the shelter, all the clothing, all the warmthness. I was looking at TV last night and I was on Netflix and they had this movie about a plane crash in the Andes, and it happened in the year 1972. And I specifically remember that. And I was telling someone that was watching the movie with me, I said, "Oh my God, I remember this incident when this plane crashed," because I was telling my wife, Andalucia, I said, none of them can survive. They've been looking for that plane for 4 or 5 days. I said, if those people aren't dead, they can't live. And sure enough, when the story came out that they found the people on the plane, it was a true story. I lived through them to eat the bodies of the people that passed away in the plane that were injured. Because, and it was interesting in the film because they said, they kept telling each other, we have to eat in order to live. And that's absolutely true. You can't live unless you eat. What did I have for lunch today? I had some chopped up greens and tomatoes on the top with some Thousand Island dressing. No, I think was it Thousand Island? No, it was another dressing on the top, and I ate that for lunch, and it was a great lunch. And I'm so happy. My neighbors are coming in from work, pulling off, going to the store, going to get a bite to eat. Living in Los Angeles is wonderful. Here in 2024, God granted it. No, I didn't have any prayers. When New Year's came in, I didn't pray. I didn't fall on my face before God. I didn't, you know what we used to have? Oh, let me talk about it. Let me talk about it. We used to have watch night services every New Year's Eve at the church. All the church members would get their families together. We'd bring food to share with the other brothers and sisters, and we just hung out in the church until New Year's came in, left around 1 o'clock in the morning, coming back home to try to get back to sleep, but continued to celebrate because in 4 hours, the Rose Parade came on. Guess what? I let New Year's Day come in and I did not watch the Tournament of Roses Parade for the first time in my conscience life. That's how much I've been enjoying my life. You know, if all you have to look forward to as a senior citizen is sitting down in front of a TV and watch a bunch of people parade up and down the street, well, shame on you. There's far much more to do in life than that. I'm just trying to catch up and make sure that everything is copacetic here. So don't pay me any uh, intention at all. I'm working. I'm working on the building. That's what I'm doing. And I'm glad that you can join me. Let's see. All right. And then I want to go to this live right here. Right? See, I'm learning how to do it. I'm learning how to do it. There we go. There we go. I'm learning how to do it. And once you learn how to do it and you do it right, it's going to turn out all right. Now, let's talk about the new year 2024. And I was speaking about TD Jakes, right? Well, first of all, it's nobody's business what that man does. In terms of him, because I've been watching a few guys on YouTube on this station, and what they've been saying is that if he's a pastor, he's disqualified because he's been accused of doing the unseemingly. I guess this is the unforgivable sin. And I guess in this case, the unforgivable sin would be having sexual relations with anyone other than his wife. Let's just leave it that way, because we know what the Bible says about that, right? We know what the Bible says. Bible says that a man should not have sex with anyone that he's not currently married to and sleeping with her legally. I'm just suggesting everything here. There we go. Legally as his wife. That would be fornication, adultery, abominable practices. Trust me, when I was pastoring the church, I never, ever, except for one time, slipped up. And when I slipped up, I removed myself from ministry. Those who were with me in the church know what that was all about, because I admitted to the board members that I had elected that if I ever did anything unseemingly, that they wouldn't have to set me down, that I set my own ass down. That's the way I operated. I think that's the only way that a true shepherd of a flock should act. I recall when I was pastoring the church, there was a well-known white minister, Baptist, as a matter of fact, and they had suspicions of him, and they sent out a spy on him, and they found out that the guy had an affair and scandalized his name. And I recall I was doing talk radio, doing Christian apologetics, and someone asked me about that. And you know what I said? I said, look here, brother, let me say this. Let me say this. And so we can get this done right now, okay? Let's get this done. Everybody is human. Everybody is human. And at times, everybody does human things. I've done human things. You've done human things. If it has to do with sex, that's a powerful motivation. And if you're not being fulfilled, follow me. And if you're not being fulfilled in time, you will fulfill yourself. It is obvious. And what you do to fulfill yourself is who you are. For years, even after coming out as an LGBT advocate, I had difficulty with transgendered individuals. You know what my first statement was? Well, I never seen one of those in the Bible. Stupid. Now, I accept my transgendered fellow human beings as brothers and sisters, regardless of what society says. Now, how did I come to that mindset? How did I come to that freedom? Let's deal with the issue on the floor in 2024. What does it matter to you in the first place? What TD Jakes did or did not do? Whomever he did it with, why are you concerned with it? There's another preacher that I like. I like him, but sometimes I think he goes a little bit overboard. Geno Jennings. You've heard of him, right? I think theologically, he does his homework, and doctrinally, he has his foot on the accelerator, and the sky's the limit. Geno is pretty good with the scriptures, but criticalness, Geno could never worship in the same room with me. because Gino is the kind of guy, he would never do it. T.D. Jake said, and I'm going to address that. And I like Gino's style, but he couldn't operate in the same ballpark as I, because I'm beyond where Gino is on his way to. And he'll come to it, because when I was his age, that was me. Gino Jennings was me when I was his age. Because when you get a few weeks from 80, your brain has expanded. No, I haven't gone crazy like a lot of my contemporaries think. I'm not going crazy. You know I'm sane. That's why I didn't say a damn thing to you this year until today. And what's today anyway? The 9th of January. I waited 9 days before I came on. I wanted to see what they was going to do about that murdering sabotage that's taking place. Oh, God. And then when I look at Russia, they're still clobbering Ukraine, and God forbid, in the Sudan and all over the world, man, 2024, hey, man, give me some more. Talking about, and man, and in this country, man, wait a minute, did you see President Biden's speech at the church, the African American church in Carolina, where that maniac went in there, shot the pastor and the other Bible study? In my life, I've never heard of such ridiculous behavior. But did you hear what Biden said? And if you did hear it, did you see the way he said it? Is he all right? Come on. Can you blame our young people for saying, get rid of those old ass people and put some young people in there? He couldn't stand upright and he kept going up. I only do that if I smoke too much of this. Hey, look, let me share something with you. It's nothing but some good ganja. It's not a whole bunch of PCP and all that mess. I wouldn't put that stuff in me. Only the medicine. It's legalized here. I'm here at home. I'm not driving. Did you hear what Biden said? Now, that was a political ploy. Did you see the people that were put out? You know the people I'm talking about. They sitting in there and they just went off on the president while he was making his speech. Man, now they don't care. They will go off on you, these young people. And of course, they put him out. That was disrespectful while the president of the United States is speaking. Or was he speaking? All I saw was looking in that teleprompter and then looking in that teleprompter and trying to get focus in the teleprompter I'm looking at now. Because I know on my laptop, you got to look at the green dot. Okay, the green dot is what they keep telling me. The green dot is what you look in, John. And it's like you looking in a TV camera. All right. You know what? We're going to talk about more of it. And I'm not finished. I'm just leaning over here because I saw over here I have some tangerines. I have a very healthy tree in 2024. These tangerines are the best things. Let me get a paper towel from over here. Oh, I'm so glad that you guys could join me. I know Mark was with me for a minute. He's probably on the way home from his job because I never let anybody know that I'm coming on. But I am so pleased that people can, after the fact, go and do that. I was just talking with a friend of mine that called me from the penal system, one of the penal systems here, and I told him that I was just getting ready to do a webcast, and I told him how delightful it would be if they would allow them to watch some YouTube lives, but I can only imagine what some people would do with the granted opportunity is that. There's too much sex going on. See, the mere issue that we're asking questions about TD Jakes and his sex life and what he likes in life, I don't know why it's anybody's business in the first darn place. Now, my tangerines, as you see, are nice and juicy off of the tree in my backyard. And I just thought that I'd share with you. Mm, 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 mm. Yeah, take a piece. All right. Let me know what you think. Mm, mm. Another? Mm. Yeah, they have seeds. I'm standing on the floor in 2024. Made no New Year's resolutions. There's no more need for that. I read on the internet this morning that somebody in Sweden, up in the hierarchy, told their people to get ready for war. And it's because of that Ukraine situation over there. Don't ask me about Palestine. You know me. The world is so crazy now, my friends, that some people actually, this is a very good tangerine, very sweet, and I have a tree full of them. So, those of you that live near me, come on by the house and get these tangerines off my tree. I have two more over there on my desk because I knew that I would get the munchies as I did this New Year's YouTube live. A lot of people wonder, well, is John still around? Is he sick? Sick of what? I'm sick of foolishness. Who they got this cat named Cat. He's everybody telling me, oh, have you watched him? Have you seen what he has to say? I don't want to hear what he got to say. And if I know Cat, he's talking about somebody that got a little bit more money than him. Not that he want the money, don't get me wrong, but I don't like watching stuff like that. It's nonsense. It's a waste of time. It is what your slave master tries to put on you to keep you occupied while you running foolish on the plantation. Hmm. Well, I want to thank many of you that you saw the picture of myself and my brother on my Facebook page. I think I still have it there. He's with us. I haven't heard from his sons that he's left us. The reason that I don't call him is because since he had his heart attack, he can no longer speak. And for those of you that saw the picture and couldn't put it together because you hadn't heard from me, my daughter and I drove out. They live beyond Lancaster, some kind of a ranch or something, uh, but way out. And I was visiting him, and I began to tell him, I said, do you remember when you and I were speaking last year and we were wondering which one of us would leave here first? Because that's the kind of person I am. I talk about reality. I've never dealt with, oh, please God, don't let this happen. Don't let, oh no, this is going to happen. You can beg God all you want to. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. You cannot stop that. And, oh, death, where's your sting? Yeah, the sting of death is sin. I know all those scriptures. But to each one of us, it is appointed unto us once to die. So I was speaking with my brother about that appointment. And we were, all he could do is, because he couldn't speak. And I said, stop it, because I don't want to be the cause of your heart stopping again. And we laughed together and he kind of laughed. But I appreciate your comments and your condolences. But I'm going to say something here, and I hope you get what I'm trying to say. It's not necessary. Death is normal to me. He's going to die, my brother, and I'm going to die. You are going to die. Yes. Face it. You're in PJ's study. You're in PJ's study. Don't we love to see the books that demonstrate that we can have little children? Let me see if I can do that. If I can put a little demonstration here together in the study. Let's put in a little bit more light in the studio. Okay. And let me, that's right. Get in the middle of things here. All right. Put both of the chairs over there. Now, what I'm supposed to be able to do is to twist, turn, and move. If I could do that, twist, turn, and move. I just had greens and tomatoes, and that was good for lunch, dinner. I really ate 2 bowls of it. Okay, going on 80. I can still hold my hands above my head. I can still hold them out straight. Let me try to center the room here if I can. Okay, open up my fingers all the way and this way. Open the fingers, close them. See, when you're an old person, I don't have Alzheimer's disease or dementia. I don't have that. PJ is cognizant of everything. He is aware that his heart is here in his chest, pumping blood to the brain. And the sativa, pure, that he smoked, is opening up everything, his lungs to the fresh air and the sweet smelling room that I happen to abide in most of the time while I'm here. And in the year 2024, I am still here, moving, exercise. Oh, that feels, see, I feel that. I feel that. Oh, yes, to stretch this body, to be able to lean one way or the other. Oh, and a friend of mine came by and gave me this beautiful, beautiful shirt. As a matter of fact, a dear friend of mine, Tony, came by and he brought a gift for me and the young men that are usually by here to help me out when they can. He brought us Christmas gifts. And this green sweater that I have on right now, it's not a sweater. It is a very thick um what can I call it? A sweatshirt. It is nice. Look at that cut in the back. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? And this is exactly what an older man needs because look at the sleeves. See, you can fold them out when my hands get too cold because my hands get cold. I'm not playing with it. And if you have older people in your family, their hands get cold, man. Don't ask me why. And see, this is what I do when I'm watching TV. Ooh, and my hand get cold. Thank you, Tony. You gave me the gift of 2024, a sweatshirt, and woo! I saw how much you paid for it because you left the tab in it, but that's all right. It's not the price that counts. And you know what? He got a sale because this sweatshirt is worth much more than. Oh my goodness! Look what it has right here. I didn't know this. It has. Let me show you guys. I just recognized it. It has a thing here where I can put my thumb in it, and I just recognized it while I was doing a YouTube live. This is amazing. This is a wonderful, wonderful Christmas gift that my friend Tony gave me. Look at this. Whoever did this is especially for me. Now I'm gonna have to call him and thank him for giving this to me. This oh 2024 is gonna be well, it's the year for war, but it looks like it's gonna this is just a wonderful Christmas gift. Because at first, when I saw these little slits in it, I'll show it to you right here. When I saw that slit in it, I thought, ooh, did I tear this thing? But no, it's designed like that for the thumb to go through because when you're working and your hands get cold, this is exactly the gift for a senior citizen, for somebody going on 80 years old, because our arms and hands have a tendency to get cold first. Now, I know that there's a lot of older people, they won't tell you that because they don't want nobody feeling sorry for them and all that kind of stuff, but it's not about being felt sorry for. Once your body gets cold and that effect starts affecting you, death sets in. You get trauma in the parts of the body that if you can't exercise it. This is how I know I'm in bad shape. Um, and I did when I went to the supermarket the last time, I bought me one of those little boxes of small chewable tomatoes, that, and I bought some greens or spinach, and you break up the spinach, you wash it, break up the spinach, and you can slice the little tomatoes if you want, or you can put them in the way they are and put a little dressing on there, little pepper. Don't put anything that's gonna. I love olives. If I had olives, I would have flushed it with olives. And then what I did is I boiled a couple of boiled eggs. I don't eat. I know the cholesterol in the yellow of that, or the yolk of that egg is high in cholesterol. I am on cholesterol medicine and I have to watch myself I'm very aware of that. But I recently, and then I tell you this, the end of the year 2023, I started back on meat. That's right. I started back um, eating things like a little ham, a few slices of ham. Uh, Hamburger meat, I'm not too in because it's tasteless. As a matter of fact, I won't mention the restaurant here in Los Angeles, and I got a slice of meatloaf because I haven't had it in years, and I had to throw most of it out. It's tasteless. It didn't taste like the meatloaf that Lucy used to make. I was married 35 years. I know the way meatloaf is supposed to taste. And one is supposed to be juicy. You know, you're not supposed to be able to put a knife on it, even if it has been in the refrigerator a couple of hours. You shouldn't be able to. A knife doesn't freeze on it; it just zip. I mean, if it's what do they call it? They call it pure ground beef. Don't get that cheap stuff. Whenever you go to buy, if you're going to eat red meats, which I as a younger man, I wouldn't suggest you eat that. But as an older man, if you get to be my age and it hasn't given me stomach ulcers, well, it's not going to hurt me now. So I eat basically anything I want. I'm old enough, I don't have to worry about taking care of my body for the long haul. You do if you're a young person. If you're a young woman and you're raising children, and if you recall your mother to be a very obese woman, you know that that's unhealthy and you don't want to follow that course. It doesn't mean that you don't want to have anything to do with your mother. It just means that you are thinking seriously about your life. You know that carrying all of that weight would dissipate, uh, it would take away from what life has given you. This is what you know. And so let's get back to it. Back to it. Our original premise was whatever TD Jakes does to whomever is his business. Okay. The next issue that I'm and see and just leave it there. Stop looking at all these things. Stop flooding your head with other people's mess. Man, you know what? It makes me think about it. I feel like brushing my mustache, my goatee now. It makes me feel like upkeeping myself. Is that someone? Oh, I heard a door close. It makes me, there it is, my neighbors out front taking care of business. It makes me think about all the years Lucy and I had to listen to the gossip that was going on when, especially when I was a radio commentator. People would ask me questions about what I thought, and I said, man, I used to say things like this: I'm paying too much damn money to be on the radio than to waste my time talking about something that is stupid as Job's turkey with a chicken head on it. Never wasted my time like that. I just thought about it. What's in store for 2024? You've only just begun. Me, the old sage's prediction. My prediction is that there is going to be worldwide chaos. Worldwide chaos in the worst way. Because most of us in America, if we're Anglo Saxon, Protestant, or Catholic, we're connected with other countries and other people in the world. That's the white European countries, the South American, the Hispanic countries, not discounting the Polynesians in the Pacific, the Asians, all over that region. It's beautiful when you look at the way the migration of humanity has taken place and the progression of African Americans here in America. And what I mean by progression, how we have progressed, if you will, over these many, many years. There's another clip on my Facebook right now. It may not be there at the top of the screen, but it is a picture, a little clip, and this clip was made by a very dear friend of mine, and I want to in life recognize these people. I'm kind of glad nobody can talk with me in person, and so that I could do this, that I can recognize these people. But it is a clip that was recorded and filmed by Xerix, and he was one of my students of Basics of the Faith. That's when I first met him. Not only he, but Taman, Richard St. Andrews. Let's see if I can remember those that were in the classroom. JT, Tanya, Julie, not Judy, Julie, the airline stewardess, Melvin. Oh, some other people are coming on. Let me see who's coming on. It may be important. Oh, let me bend over and see who this is. This is the Pro Associates. We haven't. Okay. We haven't. We are stagnant. Oh, I think I know who this is, Melvin. Okay. Anthony. Oh, you're mentioning the people in the classroom. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yes, those people, all of these people and more. I want to address this because this clip that Xerix put up, I put it at the top of my Facebook stream. And I'm glad it's up because it has one of the guys that put me on the map. Oh, thank God I can say this before I drop dead. It's a clip started off, and I think it's excellently edited and done that way. And the way he did it, he shows my friend Dr. Harley Howard doing what he usually did, giving an option. If you got mess in your mind, keep going. Don't come by here. See, Harley was straight shooting. And I remember the day I called him. Let's see, which program was it on? He was on one program, and I called him and thanked him for doing intelligent radio, is what I called it. Because I'd always been a communicator, and here I heard this man, and he's a black man. Now that really turned my mind on because it's brilliant thinking through the book. And He did radio. I was trained in radio. He didn't know that I had attended the Columbia School of Broadcasting, which used to be down on Vermont, right before you got to Beverly Boulevard. Columbia School of Broadcasting. I took a course in that because when I was a kid, I told my dad, I'm going to be on the radio and I'm going to be talking. I kid you not, I have nothing to lie about. I'm just giving it to you straight the way it is. I said, I'm going to be on the radio one day and I'm going to be talking to people and I could do that. I could do that. Well, that's what I did. Then I get drafted in the Army, take all the tests, all the exams that came out high with, the signal things, Morse code and all that. I was in the Signal Corps in Korea, 304th Signal Battalion. Got out of there, became a Christian, minding my business. Then I met Harley Howard, and my life was changed. He was instrumental in changing my life. As Eric's put this clip of this man up, and Harley's old like me. Harley's very old like me. Let me get near the screen because I see somebody's talking and I want to join the conversation. But I recall when we first hooked up and oh my goodness, the sun is going down. Let me close these curtains. At least close half of it. Now let me see what it says. Okay. Oh. Well, you got to remind me of that because I had. Anyhow, this clip that my friend put up shows Harley Howard and I sitting on a couch having a conversation. I'm going to say this publicly on my own YouTube Live, and I want you to hear me. The Harley Howard that knew John Coleman when we did live talk radio on KKLA 99.5 FM. I had never mentioned to Harley Howard that I was a gay man. Never. The conversation never came up. No implications were ever made. And we did the most excellent radio that two black men, one gay and one straight, both very conservative in their ideologies, both deterministic in the value of their statements, both black men cut from the same fabric when it comes to loving God. One was gay, one was straight. Another queer thing about me and Harley were the women that we chose. I know the women that Harley chose, and Harley knows the woman that I chose. Yes. Well, you could say that, yes. It spoke to the time, yes, because during those times, that's the way black men were. I hope black men are like that now. The Tupac Biggie thing shocked me. When these things took place in my life, I said, oh, wait. Come on, sweet brothers, sweet, talented brothers. I would have did like my buddy did up north. You can't touch this. But anyhow, let me get back to it. Harley was the mascot for African American talk radio religion because he stuck to the book. And if it wasn't in the book, and when I co hosted with him, we double team idiots that would call us. Most of the problems that we found in people when we did talk radio was that they did not know their Bibles. They didn't know their Bible. They and we wouldn't play games and like they do on some of these radio stations, see if you can answer these questions and embarrass you. We wouldn't do that. We would just say, if you know where this, call in and tell us. And we put them on the air. And Harley and I had the highest radio things. I don't know what they call them, but we scored high. In other words, the listening ratio, people were listening to us. To put it in today's vernacular, I was a pretty popular old dude when I was on the radio. I got to close these other blinds. Excuse me. Excuse me. And I don't say that lightly. We were very, very popular. Now, this clip, back to the clip, because I'm talking about the clip. And I don't know, somebody would tell me, when was this clip done? How many years ago? Because it was when I was wearing my hair bald. I need to know the year that this clip was made. Okay. Because of a statement that I made while sitting next to Harley on the couch. And I told people when I was a pastor, I'm not charismatic. I don't speak in tongues. I don't have to run all over the church and act a fool and scream down the Holy Goat or whatever the hell that was they were trying to do in there. I said, but I'm in connection with God. And look at what I said on that clip about the people crossing the border. And look at where we are today. And then tell me what year was that clip done? Because that wasn't done 2 years ago. That was done a while back. Now, how did I know that border thing would get to the position that it's in now? And as a sage, I'm telling you what I sense. And look, I'm not cracking anywhere. I'm solid. Since I had that surgery, for those of you that come and peek at me now and then, I'm getting healthier. Healthier. Because I live healthy. I eat healthy. The friends that I have around me keep me healthy. I don't hang around people. What, that was 2010? No, 2016. That's when that thing was done. 8 years ago. And I spoke about the problems at the border. And look at how many are coming across daily. Now, have we trained ourselves to compete with the workforce? My brothers, I don't care if you're gay or straight. Can you compete with the world that you're living in? Because if you can't compete, you're out of the competition. You're out of the draw. As a sage of the tribe, I'm asking, can you compete with what you have coming against you? And I said 8 years ago, let them in. If you can't compete, you're going to lose. You shouldn't do drugs that's going to mess up that. You have no damn business doing drugs that's going to mess up your brain. It stops you from competing. You going to listen to the old sage? Or are you going to listen to the outrage I'm not concerned about TD Jakes. That's outrage. I'm the sage. You need to learn who to listen to. But I know why you can't hear it. I know why you can't hear it. Well, what do you have? What do I want? You know what I said to God? And I often said, Lord, why are you leaving me here? Why are you leaving? You know what he tells me in my mind every morning when I wake up? Are you ready to speak for me yet? Each of us have a task to complete. I want to speak with you babies out there. What you gonna do, bad boy, when they come for you? What you gonna do? What you gonna do, huh? You can act cool. You could be a fool. You don't even have to go to school. Do you rule? Because if you don't rule, you will be ruled. Oh, I know. I'm talking hocus pocus, right? Okay. Yes, we did. We drove down in your car to see him. I remember I said, what's he doing out? The first thing I said, what's he doing living out here? I can be, Harley, I know you're going to watch this. And that's why I'm doing it, because, gosh darn it, you need to drive over here and visit the old man. But anyhow, we did drive out there that day. And I said, this may be a good time for old friends. I said, this may be a good time for me to test the validity of our religion, our faith. I thought that when I got out your truck, because it was kind of a slanted driveway. And I said, I wonder, should I tell him today? And that's why when I look at that clip and I see a picture of me, because I remember what I was thinking. I love Harley. I love me some Harley Howard. I hated the nights when Harley would call me and say, John, can you set in for me? I'm having heart things. I can't go in tonight. Can you do it? I hated doing it because I knew that radio was all through me. But there's one thing I never did. I never broke ranks with a man that taught me how to do radio. I didn't try to take his show when he was sick. I didn't try to do nothing against him, because I was a pastor, he was a pastor. I read in that Bible somewhere that we're supposed to have integrity. I have a so-called preacher friend of mine. I told him 2 months ago, Negro, I don't even want to talk with you. I don't want to have a dang thing to do with you. Because every time I look at him in his church, he got 8 ways to give money. All he talk about is money. Whole thing is money. Money, 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 money. Become a money whore. That's how come I don't go to church no more. Oh, no, no, no. I didn't say that everybody doing church are wrong. I don't go to I don't go somewhere where I'm not aware what is going on. I don't do that. Here recently, and I'll admonish you, I went to Zion Hill Missionary Baptist Church. They recently installed a brand new black male pastor, uh, graduate from UC Santa Barbara, I understand, and doing other kind of theological work, hopefully. And I've been recently, Sunday, going to listen to this young man, 34, 35 years old, preach. And I'm somewhat pleased. He doesn't and hasn't caught on to preacher flair tactics yet. And that's what makes him excellent. I was there in the room during his installation as a pastor a few weeks ago. An acquaintance of mine went to college with him at UC Santa Barbara, and that's why I was there. And I heard the young man speak, and I said, "Oh my God, he reminded me of myself, so young, so vibrant, wanting to change the world. Everything was, oh, I just could have embraced him." As a matter of fact, my friend said, "Do you want to go up and meet him?" And I said, "No, no, 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 no. This old man does not want to interfere into the life of any young man that is in God's hands. God is to control him." See, if you are truly a mentor of a young man, you can't guide that mentor. Just like when my dear friend Harley Howard decided to leave radio, God spoke to my heart and said, "You continue to." That's when I started the Olivet Discourses. Harley, you, if you're listening to me, you. Because see, a lot of people won't do your eulogy before you die. I'll do it. You sparked an interest in this old man's heart that will never go out. You are the person that started this flame in me. You gave me meaning because I just couldn't be no regular Baptist preacher in a local church in South Central. I couldn't be that. I had to be something beyond that because of my nature, Harley. You open up that door because the Bible became the measuring key that I would live my life by. And here I heard a man, you, that was sounding just like me on the inside. And when it comes to that Bible, we're going to agree on that. But when it comes to what God created us as and are and in our lives, just like a man that will be chasing that secret woman under his breath the rest of his life. So I would chase my own nature until the day I die. I hope that we can remain friends over the few days that each of us have left on this planet. But I just wanted to thank you. Thank you so much from the depths of my heart. Now, if you, my friend, are appreciating what I am doing as you come back in time and watch me, because you don't have to watch me in person. If you appreciate what I do, I understand on this contraption, you can write me and say, "PJ, I really appreciate you being real in every aspect of my life." I am, but I want to go back to the classroom again because that classroom, there was, and if uh okay, yeah, yeah, thank you. That's who that is. Thank you. Um, Xerix, I gotta say this. I see your hand in this also. You and your brother are John Reamer's boys, all right. Both of you got a passion for the pulpit. John reminds me, believe it or not, of J.B. Stanley. John is a pastor. And I like the way he gives that look, kind of like he's saying, I don't know about that. You, the rebel without a cause, because you still have that nature, but you don't have a reason to be so threatening. Now, hear what I got to say. And I want you to answer me if you get it. Okay? Hear me out. We have a mutual friend called Seiko Woods. Seiko, if you're tuning in, that's why I'm speaking of you so late on in the hour. Seiko, listen, because I go deep. And we need to get something straight, Seiko. Can you name who is the what is the name of that song that goes da 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 da. Where is the love, Seiko? Where's the love, Seiko? What? Seiko, Seiko, listen. You won't call me either, boy. I love your ass. Listen to me. Where's the love? You know the love when I flew to Jersey. Remember that conference? Me and Zerex, we were both there. That's when we met you for the first time. Where's that fresh love? As you do what you do, because every minute that Harley and I did radio, we was loving. We knew that we wouldn't remain on a station like that because that took a lot of money and we was up against a lot of friction. Now, I believe that a lot of people would sponsor what you saying, son. But where's the love? No, I'm not talking with nobody about you. I want to know where the love is. Because look, hear me out. I don't see the love. I love you. You can see I love you. I wouldn't be talking to you like this if I didn't love you. But where's the love? You have a platform that is popular and that thing can grow and it can help us. It can help us because you're not tied up with the strings of a church building and a budget and all that. People with some dollars will fund you, but you got to learn how to love a little bit better. Little bit better. Seiko, I love you. And we don't have to talk. You don't have to have any association with me at all. That's why I do lives. I keep everybody off the hook. It's better this way. So where's the love? Even, all right, this is the way it works. Even if you disagree and you disagree strongly with someone, even if that person is caught in a stubborn mood, so much in that stubborn mood that they will not abdicate to you. Look at you. You look like me. You're handsome as all get out. You truly African American. You got the traits. Come on, man. Where's the love? Oh, okay. All right. I salute you, my brother. Man, what a wonderful time. Hey, we talking. Where whenever you do what we do, my brothers, if you don't do it with love, what you're doing is fruitless and it has no meaning. I know who John MacArthur is. I don't even care who he is. Hear me out. I know who Creflo Dollar is. I don't care who he is. I knew who Fred Price was because he is not here when he said he was going to be here and he said I was probably going to be gone. I'm here, he's gone. I don't think about him. I love him even when I invited him to love with me on my live radio show. He wouldn't come on with me. I wanted to love him in person, and so that he would know that love is a way. No, I'm not even Seiko. I'm going to say this, and I want you to listen. And I know what I'm talking about. I've researched hell. I've looked at all that. I remember Carlton Pearson, as rude as he was as my charismatic counterpart, because you know John Coleman ain't never spoken no jibber jabber. Ooh chala bang bang tanto comes on a Honda. Not never will my brain go there. I don't know why I'd be coughing up in the first place. But there's one thing that all those brothers knew. When I had my radio crew, Xerix was with me that time. We'd go to the grand auditorium downtown when Clarence was down there with his shenanigans. We had our tape recorders, tape recording what the people said. We'd come on the radio that night, play the statements, and just let the people call in off the phones. And we just laughed and smiled. We tape recorded a couple of those things like that. But man, I'm telling you, we were alive. Now it's your turn, Seiko. How are you going to do it? You know how you're going to do it? You're going to love them. You're going to tell them they're wrong, but you're going to love them. And you're going to say, hey, that's all right. I understand why you do it because you love them. That's what you got to do, Seiko. And if you don't do it like that, you're never going to get anywhere. This is a different day and age that we live in. And there's one thing that people do understand is love. I had to learn it when I first came out gay. I couldn't deal with no transgender. Trans what? Trans what? I remember I was in a meeting with my gay brother sitting next to a transgender person. And the person told me, and they said, do you feel uncomfortable? I said, yeah. Yeah. Huh? And then my love light came on, and I looked at the person and I loved them, and I didn't care. And I started crying. And I said, I don't give a damn. I don't care. You better let that love light come on, man. Because you can be so right. Dot every I, cross every T. And if there ain't no love in you, it don't mean nothing. And what we need as a people now is love. I remember when Jesus' disciples came to him and said, "Hey, we found some people over there, and they were saying this, and they not of us. So what you say?" Do you remember what the Lord said? If they're not for us, I'm sorry. If they ain't for us, just make sure they ain't against us. They're not against us, and so they're for us. Don't worry about that. These brothers are for you, Seiko, and you can go all the way. You can go all the way if you but calm down. Now, this little thing that I do on this YouTube live, it just came to me today to do it. If you'd like to ask me any question, anybody that's on like to ask me any question, please do. I was talking about Carlton Pearson, and I will say this. I don't know where he is. I don't know where anybody goes when they leave here. Oh, I'm just going to say it now. I got two theologues on with me, two black theologues, two African American theologues, two brothers whose ancestors came over here on a slave ship. I don't know who wrote all that stuff. I don't know who wrote them 66, nor do you. By faith, you have to accept it. When I went to that seminary, I had to tell them that, or they would have rejected me from going through the doors. I don't know where a man's soul goes when he dies. I know what the Bible says. I got Bibles behind me, about 10 of them in the room. I got it in all the languages. And I love the way you put them languages on the screen. That's nice. That's nice. You're the state of the art brother, but love with it. And I'm giving anybody a challenge right now in 2024. I'll go on any of your shows, respect you with my whole heart. I will answer all your questions, but you don't ask me no personal questions about my life. That's none of your business. That has never been nobody's business, but mine and God's and the person I'm with. That's it. Now, I think that's what T.D. Jakes should have said and just dropped it. Let's keep moving. I don't believe in his book signing and book writing and all that stuff, and woman beat out loose and man be caboosed. I don't know. Clowns are in the pulpit these days. If you want to help our people, teach them Bible. You want to help our people? Teach them the part of the Bible that don't have contradictions in it. Listen, when it says in the New Testament, slave, obey your masters. Come on now, know a little bit about first century history. What were the two major classes in that society? The haves and the have-nots. In most cases, if you didn't have, you were somebody's slave. Now, these slaves were becoming Christians in the masses. And so the man, Paul, I think it was, that said, slaves, obey your masters. Or did Peter say, one of them said it. You know what he was saying? We don't want to start a revolution. We don't want to do a Haiti here. That's what he was saying. That's why he said it. Know your book. Know why people say what they say. I know I'm a difficult old guy to listen to now because I've changed from that way, I was. Which love, Pastor John? Or which one? You taught me as well. Oh, you mean what kind of love? If I understand your question, which love? Because I know that in the Greek, we try to break it down. Eros, phileo, and agape. That's the three Greek terms for love. What I am talking about is not eros, because I don't need to hug you. I can do love through looking at this green light and talking to you. Usually my eyes are focusing on something else on the screen. I'm either reading or something. So the kind of love that I'm talking about is not eros. It is not erogenous zones. It is not phileo, because I've already told you I'm your brother. So what kind is it? It is the kind that Jesus got me through. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Jesus' love for me. Oh, and when I say Jesus, to whomever is listening, I'm not speaking about a white man, a black man. I'm not speaking about a man. I'm talking about the spirit of the living Christ is in me. When he, and I don't know how it happened, but when it came in me, it changed me and gave me a different view of humanity. I have to love my neighbor as myself. Now, if my neighbor is wrong for throwing his trash in my front lawn, how do I point that out to him? I point it out to him in love. That's what I'm talking about. By getting out there, picking up his trash and putting it in a trash can on my side of the lawn and not holding it against him. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That kind of love. And when you talk with a man or a woman like that with that kind of love, he got a heart of love in him. You're going to connect. He's going to want to be around you. And this kind of love can't be used or abused. It can neither be used or abused, and it always wins. So I would say to my friend Seiko, if he watches this, to the end, don't try to demonstrate it if you can't imitate it, because you're going to run into problems. You can't fake this kind of love. It's not faked. Boy, wouldn't that have been great? I remember, and then I'm going to end up with this because we all got things to do, and I want to end up in about 90 minutes. What a great gift. Thank you, Tony. Because my fingers are cold, but my hands are warm. This man gave me the best gift a man could give. Wow. And it's kind of padded. Can you guys see that? This is a nicely knit sweatshirt. It's not just a regular sweatshirt. It is just beautiful. And I love the military green. I love it. I love these colors. I love greens. I had the green lights on in the office tonight, and I'm just having a great time. But it's that kind of love. And it's not the kind of love that some people think love is. Now, I'm a very loving person. And I like to think that if you're going to do media, whether it's radio or television or anything, you better be able to put some love through that iris of that camera there, or you're going to lose your audience. But it's been good. I got 5 minutes. What am I going to do in the year 20? Ooh, can you believe? 2024. I'm not going to do anything but continue to do what I do natural. Talk about those things that need to be spoken about. Leave the subjects alone that I shouldn't waste my time on. Stop trying to determine whether somebody's going to heaven or hell and make sure that you're not giving them hell. And because I said I don't know where Carlton Pearson or even my spirit is going, don't think that I do not believe in the one soul entity that created everything in the known universe and the unknown universes. I still believe in God, but I don't know where my spirit is going after I leave this body. But I believe this, and I'll end on this note, that if I live my life in a way that is pleasing to my Creator, and the Bible that I have in my library here, and I believe in the good verses of the Bible, but all this go in that nation and kill all the children and cut the throats of the women and kill the cattle too, I don't know. I don't know. That poses a tremendous problem to me. I'm not afraid to say it publicly. I would say it before I die, and so that you won't think, oh, well, he went crazy before he died. No, he didn't. I'm thinking it through. On my website, I've decided to let it go. You can go to it. It'll be up a few more months, and I'm not going to put too much video stuff up there. I'm building another website as I speak with you, and if I stop being lazy and spend time on it, it should be up shortly. But I appreciate you coming to my website. I hope I answered everything. Thank you, Serix, for keying in. And I hope that Harley will be able to talk. And Seiko, if you want to call me anytime, you can, hey, let me know and we'll hook up. I love you so much. And we'll always love you. That's all I know how to do is love my friends. You take care now. I can end early. I owe it to myself. Nope, the wrong mouse. Here we go. Good night. Good night.